Hey everybody, it's Karen with Food and Family. I want to make a dessert today and I haven't made a cake in a while, so I decided I'm going to make one. Now, I've been saying y'all and I haven't done it yet. Today's the day. We're going to cook out of this 1964 family reunion cookbook. This is on Pop's side of the family and his mother's side. And they all got together at family reunions. I've got 2 books, and they all contributed recipes. And this is one that I wanted to try, and it's called an apple pecan cake. Sounds so good, yeah. And listen, I'm using apples that Renee brought me, Little Village Homestead Renee, that she brought me. And if y'all remember, go back and look at the little chit chat that we did together, and me going through and opening all the gifts and love, as she said, that she brought me from Michigan. Yeah, I went ahead and grated this apple, and it's so juicy. Now, I can't remember which kind she said this was. Macintosh, Renee, correct me if I'm wrong, because I can't swear to what kind it is. Okay, so I've got my mixer here. My oven is set on 350 degrees, so we're going to get started. Now, they're telling me, y'all, I've got to look at the recipe. They're telling me to cream a half of a cup of solid shortening. And I've got these sticks. Y'all know y'all can buy them like this. And this is a half of a cup. We're just going to put it right there and throw that away. Y'all, I try to keep my trash can open, so all I have to do is toss. So let's get that started creaming. And y'all, if it's noisy, I'm sorry. Maybe it won't be too bad. So let's get that started. And we're going to add some sugar in here. Now, they tell me to add the sugar gradually, and it is 1 cup of white granulated sugar. All right. Now, see, this sugar is going to mix in with that shortening, and it's going to get soft and creamy. Okay, so that's 1 cup of white granulated sugar and a half of a cup of brown sugar. And as you know, this and brown sugar, you pack it tightly. So I've got my half of a cup measure, and I am going to take my hand and just pack it down. And I think I need a little bit more. And there we go. Half of a cup of packed brown sugar. Right on in there. Okay, so we're going to let that beat for just a minute. Now, I have got 2 eggs that I have set out and let come to room temperature. And I'm going to crack them right here into this little bowl. And then I'm going to get a fork and I'm going to beat them up a little bit, because they tell me to go ahead and beat it up in this recipe. Now, I've never made this before, so I'm going to follow the recipe just as it's written. Oh, I think that's going to be good right there. Now, let's put in this egg. Well, let's give it another whir. Okay, I'm going to turn it down a little bit because I don't want to sling egg all over me. Okay. Now, in the sink it goes. And y'all know I keep a sink of hot, soapy water behind me. Go ahead and move what we don't need. Okay, so now this is looking beautiful. Okay, so now they tell me to add my flour, and I'm going to add 2 1/2 cups of flour, and I'm using all-purpose flour today. And I just fluff it up with my measuring cup. So let's raise this up, y'all. I'm going to hold this bowl up. I wish you could see inside it. What did I say? 2 and 1/2. Yeah, my 1/2 cup I just put in the sink. So I'm going to use the 1/4 twice. So that'll make my 1/2 of a cup. I love these containers, y'all. See right here, I can just scrape my measuring cup or spoon on that, and it levels off my flour. Okay, so we're going to add that. I need some baking soda. I didn't get out. Now, they tell me baking soda, but they don't tell me how much. What do y'all think? I didn't get the baking soda. 1/4 teaspoon. If I'm wrong, y'all tell me. We'll see. 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Just don't seem like much, does it? A teaspoon of baking powder. Let's fluff it up. I don't want it to be lumpy. Okay, so I don't know, y'all. I'm going to put a little more. Won't hurt, will it? Okay, baking soda and baking powder. A teaspoon of salt. That sounds like a lot of salt. I'm going to use 1/2 teaspoon. But y'all, you have to have salt in your baked goods, because if you don't, it's not going to be tasty. Salt does bring out the sweet. Okay, so we want some cinnamon and some allspice. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. I love cinnamon. Do y'all like cinnamon? Papa and I do. So that's just a tad over a teaspoon. I don't think it'll hurt, do you? And a teaspoon of allspice. Yeah, I contemplated whether to use apple pie spice, and I'm sure you could. If you did, I'd probably use about 1.5 teaspoons, 2 teaspoons, since it's got all of this in here, plus a little extra. Okay, so let's get this in here and get it mixed. I have measured out 1 cup of milk, and we're going to get that added in. I'm going to go ahead and add it in slowly. And that's going to bring all these ingredients, this batter, together. Yeah, if y'all could smell this right now, it smells wonderful. And it looks so pretty after putting those spices in it. The color is just beautiful. Okay, this is our 1 cup of milk. Let's turn it up just a little bit. And I want to get a spatula, and I want to scrape down the sides of this bowl. I know my paddle has the scraper on it. And you know, if y'all don't have one and you have one of these KitchenAid mixers, I think you'll really enjoy it. I'll try to see if I can get one and link it, put it in my Amazon store. And y'all, the link to the Amazon store is always in the description box under my videos. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let's go ahead and scrape it down anyway, but I want to make sure that that beater is getting everything on the bottom of this bowl. And it looks like it is. Now, what have we got left to add? Our apples. Let's fold in our 1 cup of apples. Yeah, when I grated them on my box grater, and then I squeezed out the liquid. These were some juicy apples. Should have saved that liquid. Pop likes apple juice. All right, y'all. I think this would be good with some pecans in it, because it's called an apple pecan cake, but we're going to put pecans on the top. I told you I'm trying to follow the recipe. We make it again. We may just change a little bit. Y'all know how I do. Okay, let's take a taste. All right, y'all. That is amazing. Okay, so let's get this off of here. Can you see that down in there? Looky there. Isn't that a beautiful dough? And we're going to give it one last stir with our spatula. Now, the recipe says to cook it in 2 9-inch pans. I'm going to deviate, and I'm going to put it in my bundt pan, and I've sprayed it really good with the baking spray. So I want it to come out. Okay, I'm just going to take my spatula and try to even it up and smooth it around. We'll save that to taste test. We'll get Pop to taste test it. Looky there. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, so I'm going to get this in the oven. Like I said, it's at 350. 2 9-inch cake pans, it says to cook it for 40 minutes. I'm going to set my oven for 45, and I'm going to test it and just see. We may have to go longer, though, because y'all know my oven cooks a little bit slow, and this is going to be a little thicker pan. So I suspect this cake is probably going to take about 55 minutes. But if I don't forget, I'll tell you how long it took when we come back. Okay, y'all, I've taken this cake out of the oven, and I've been letting it cool on this wire rack. Looky there. If you could just smell it, oh my goodness. Now, we're going to take this cake, and we're going to put it on our beautiful, beautiful cake plate. Let me move that. And we're going to make a frosting for it. Looky there. Isn't that pretty? Set that right there and y'all can look at it. Okay, so let's start putting together the frosting. And again, I'm using that same recipe out of this book. And it calls for 1/2 cup of butter, which is a stick of butter. Now this is cooked, so it's going to be warm when we put it on the cake. So I'm putting in 1/2 cup of butter. I'm going to use 1 cup of brown sugar. So yeah, I'm looking at my recipe, because this is new for me too, and I want it packed. Remember, we pack our brown sugar. All right, I think that's good. And well packed and measured. And milk. Now we have 1/4 cup of milk. And I'm going to put this over here. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to take this over to the stove, and I'm going to cook it. And it tells me to bring it to a boil and stir it for 2 minutes. Stir constantly. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to come back over here, and we're going to put this on this beautiful cake. Okay, y'all, this has cooked. Looky here. I cooked it for 2 minutes. I hope you can see well enough in that pan. And at a boil. And I brought it to a boil. It was like a medium heat. and I stirred it the whole 2 minutes. So I couldn't stir down the bowl. So that's what you want to do. Okay, so right now we're going to add 2 cups of confectioner's sugar. I'm going to use my little 1/2 cup measuring cup because my container's small. And we're going to stir in 1/2 cup at a time. So y'all help me so I don't lose count. Let's move this over here where you can see. And we're just going to, let me get a whisk. I think a whisk might work a little bit better. There we go. Let's use our little whisk. And then we'll just whisk that sugar in. Don't you think that would work out better? I do. And if there's any lumps, it'll whisk out the lumps. Okay, so let me get this cup of confectioner's sugar mixed in here. And I'm going to come back, okay? And we're going to put it on this cake. Okay, y'all, I got my hand mixer out. This frosting was getting thick. Plus, my sugar wasn't wanting to dissolve. I didn't want lumps. That's what I'm trying to get at. I want to get all the lumps out. And it had just little bitty lumps. But this mixer, y'all, use your hand mixer if you make this. I want 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And y'all know your caps are a teaspoon. So let's mix it in. This has gotten really thick, y'all. So I want to get it on this cake before it sets up too much. Oh my goodness, y'all. That is good right there. Look at that beautiful color. Okay, so let's move this aside. Let's bring our cake down here. Oh my. And let's put this beautiful frosting just over, and we're going to let it run. If it wants to run, it'll probably start oozing down the sides. And it's just going to be beautiful. Y'all, I tasted of it. I couldn't resist when I stopped to get my hand mixer. And even though I don't have any in it, to me, it's got like a maple flavor. I guess it's all that brown sugar and butter. Isn't that beautiful, y'all? And this is getting so thick. We're just going to plop it on because I think it's getting spread out pretty good. Looky there. What do y'all think about that? Let's just take our little spatula here and go around it. Let's just do it like this. We're going to scoop it back up on there. I decided that's how I want it. You know, I can change my mind, and you can too. You can do it just like you want. Looky there. I am so happy with this. This is the first time I've made this cake. And I've been telling y'all we were going to make something out of this book. I wanted it centered again. Y'all, looky there. Yeah. Now, we're not done. You see these pecans from the Pecan Pantry? Go check them out. I have a link in the description box below the video. And if you use the code Karen5, the number 5, you get a 5% discount. And these are fresh. This is new crop. They don't sit on the shelves and in a warehouse somewhere for months or even years. And they're delicious. But we're going to take these halves and we're going to put across the top of this cake. Looky here. Now, isn't that beautiful? I'm going to get you a good picture. What do you say we try a piece? Oh, I can't wait. We've got some extra pecans here if we want them. I've got my plate and my fork. We might need to get Pop in here to try this with us. Y'all give me just a minute. Let me see if I can get him, okay? I got Pop in. Let's try this cake.
Hello.
Now, looky here.
Oh, wow.
This came out of this cookbook, the 1964 Family Reunion cookbook.
That's cool.
And it's the apple pecan cake. And Haven said, that smells good when he walked in the door. So let's cut us a slice and try. Yeah, we haven't had dinner yet, so we're just going to try one slice. Oh, I got that crumb. Ready?
Yeah, and you got some of the Pecan Pantry pecans on there too.
Yes.
That looks good.
Doesn't it look good?
It does.
Go in there and hold that up so they can see that crumb inside that cake. That is beautiful. Looky there.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah. Look at that crumb. The inside. Oh my gosh, isn't that beautiful? Okay, so let's try it. Yeah. I'm going to turn this around right here so you can, I think you can see that. While we try this cake, there's you a fork.
Okay, go
Here's
ahead.
me a fork.
Ladies first.
You
like that? Oh, yeah. It's still warm, too. It's got a good flavor to it.
It cooled off, but it does still have that little touch of warmth. But it's not warm enough to melt the frosting. This is a cooked on top of the stove frosting with brown sugar. To me, it has like a little maple taste to it, and there's no maple in it.
That's what I was wondering. It does taste like maple.
There's no
That's good.
maple in it. It's brown
like
sugar
that.
and butter. Isn't that something? Of course, we added confectioner sugar, vanilla. Got a whole stick of butter in it.
That's very good, though.
That is delicious, isn't it? I want one more bite.
Trying to figure out the other taste in it. They're all good, but it's fluffy. I like fluffy cakes.
And you know, the apples, you saw how much juice I squeezed out of those apples. I told him I wish I had saved that juice because you like apple juice.
Yeah.
And that would have been fresh. But fruit puts moisture in your cake when you use it, even though I squeezed out all that juice. But there's something about this cake, y'all. I will put the ingredients, the recipe, in the description box below the video. When you see the title of the video, click on more and it'll open it up. I know I've had people ask me, how do you get there? Click on more and it opens up and you just scroll down and you'll see the link for the Pecan Pantry. And
I even had to ask her.
and then you'll see the recipe. But y'all go check out the Pecan Pantry. And they're amazing people. And I think you'll be very pleased because they are fresh. You will not get last year's pecans if you order any. They're new crop, I promise you that. And then it's all family. Isn't that delicious? This is going in our next cookbook.
So good.
When we get around to writing it.
It needs to.
Yeah, it's going to be 2026 before we get to that. But anyway, you finish eating this, and I'm going to feed him supper here in probably about an hour. So y'all look for that recipe, that video coming up. Your swamp potatoes.
I looked at it a while ago.
Yeah, didn't it look good?
Oh, yeah.
It's a one-pot meal. That's what I like. Anyway, y'all, I so appreciate each and every one of you and joining me today and him. But y'all don't forget, we have 2 cookbooks out now, Volume 1 and Volume 2. And I certainly appreciate it if y'all would consider looking at them for us. We're so proud of these cookbooks. It's something I wanted to do for many years. So I finally had time to do it when I retired. But y'all come back and visit with us again soon because we love having you in our kitchen. Please like, share, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget, hit that notification button. I've heard some people call it nosy button. And that way you'll know the bell.
Yeah.
And that way you'll know when we put out another video. And to all of our new subscribers, I certainly appreciate each and every one of you, every one of our subscribers.
Oh, definitely, yes.
This has just been an amazing journey.
Try this
for us.
Delicious.
Yes, I hope you will give this cake a try. And that would be great for the holidays.
Was it heavy in ginger in it?
Nope.
Just a little taste of something.
It's cinnamon and allspice. It's probably the allspice.
Might be.
And but that would be a good cake for Thanksgiving.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Once a week.
We might have to make that for Thanksgiving once a week. All right. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, please come back and visit with us soon.
See y'all later.